Down in the West Texas town of El Paso, a city known for its architecture, landscape, and culture, a special collaboration between two football powerhouses, the Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Texans, continues to present the Girls Region 19 Flag Football Tournament on the El Paso Sports Network, live from the Socorro Independent School District Student Activities Complex number 1, aka the OG. Opening back in 1992, it hosts Day 2. Today, the quarterfinals and semis to be played from both the Cowboy and Texans bracket. Welcome to the El Paso Sports Network. I'm Sebastian Perez Navarro. 3 games on this coverage of Girls 19 Flag Football. The Eastwood Troopers playing against the Pebble Hill Spartans. A special tackle football rivalry takes the form in flag football. Head coach Jaime Hernandez leading his Eastwood Troopers, who were the runner-ups last year in the Houston Texans bracket, coming just short, one step shy of the championship game, losing in their penultimate chance against the America's Trailblazers, who would go on to win the entire tournament this season, trying to push their ticket to the semifinal against the Pebble Hill Spartans. Eastwood enters the matchup undefeated, 8 wins, no losses so far. Pebble Hills, meanwhile, an even 5-5, and it is the Eastwood Troopers who enter as the definitive first place on the Houston Texans bracket, and that's because of point differential. The Chapin Huskies, who will play later today on the El Paso Sports Network, are also 8-0 when it comes to their flag football record, but the difference is that Eastwood scored more points than Chapin this year. So far in points, the Troopers have put up 228 and have only allowed 64 against. Meanwhile, the Chapin Huskies, who will play later today, have a point differential of 142. Eastwood gets the first seed. Meanwhile, Chapin is back in the standings by 1. The Pebble Hill Spartans, meanwhile, do have a positive point differential, scoring 169 points this season and only allowing 124. The Pebble Hill Spartans look to avenge a Game 4 result of the regular season that resulted in an Eastwood victory. That Trooper win was pretty lopsided, 41-6. Eastwood beating the Spartans in the flag football field. Now both of these teams reaching the quarterfinals after having duels yesterday. It was the Eastwood Troopers who were able to come out on top in their first round matchup against the Del Valle Conquistadores. Pebble Hills, meanwhile, on their side of the bracket, beating Fabens. Now, it's the 6A rivals meeting in the Houston Texans bracket. The winner goes on to the semifinal with a chance to play in the bracket championship game and an opportunity to punch their ticket to the first ever Girls Flag Football Texas State Championship. It's Girls Region 19 Flag Football, and it gets started soon. It's almost game time at the Student Activities Complex number 1. The little brother of what's known as the SAC down in the West Texas town of El Paso opened in the fall of 2024. That is playing host to the Cowboy bracket games. Those can be watched on the main El Paso Sports Network channel. Today, the Houston Texans bracket looks ready to go forth. Yesterday in Game 1 of action, the opening round started with a Del Valle and Da Vinci duel. Austin took on the Young Women's Leadership Academy. Meanwhile, Clint took on Hanks. It was Del Valle advancing against Da Vinci, and in the Battle of Austin and Wyla, as the Young Women's Leadership Academy is known, it was Austin who proved superior. However, it was Eastwood and Chapin who were able to garner victories. The Chapin Huskies play later today. For the Eastwood Troopers, they play right now. It's been the Eastwood and the Pebble Hill Spartans that have been rivals for the past 4 years. So ever since Pebble Hills entered Division 6A in El Paso, since opening their doors in 2015, later becoming part of the district 1 season later in 2016, it was the Eastwood Troopers who had more experience in football. But then we enter the turn of the decade, the 2020s, and that's when the Spartans find their stride. In 2022, Pebble Hills wins their first ever district championship in institution history, and they did it over the Eastwood Troopers. Co-district champions officially, it was Pebble Hills that held that tiebreaker into the season after a Week 3 matchup. Eastwood would get the revenge one season later in 2023 when Eastwood beat the Pebble Hills Spartans in front of a jam-packed Trooper Stadium, which has been known to be one of the most difficult venues in El Paso to play in. Head coach Julio Lopez reminisces on those games earlier on last football season during the El Paso Sports Network's The Post-Game Pulse, admitting that is one of the most vivid crowds that he's ever played in front of. Today's head coach for the Eastwood Troopers when it comes to football is Jaime Hernandez. He is no stranger to having validness when coaching. Named the Week 3 Houston Texans Coach of the Week for leading his Trooper squad. Eastwood started with wins over Del Valle, Hanks, and Eastlake through 3 weeks. They then beat Pebble Hills in game number 4 of this season as the coin toss on goes. For the Spartans and the Troopers, gameplay set to start soon. You're watching the El Paso Sports Network. Currently, the Eastwood Troopers and Pebble Hills Spartans still yet to start today's game, first of 3 on the El Paso Sports Network. The quarterfinal round between the Troopers and the Spartans. 2 6A rivals battle it out in flag football. For the Troopers, one of the remaining teams with an undefeated record that are still playing this far into the bracket. Last night, and covering the Harmony Tigers in Parkland Matadors. It was the Matadors who entered that game with a 2-6 regular season record. They would then go on to win a play-in game against Young Women's Academy, who were 1-7. They were facing the undefeated Harmony Tigers, who were the best team in Region 19 during the regular season. The only squad who had 9 wins. The rest, who went undefeated, only had 8. The Harmony Tigers also entered as the previous runner-up in Region 19, winning the Houston Texans bracket and losing in the championship game to the eventual winner of the tournament, that being the America's Trailblazers, part of the Texans bracket. The Harmony Tigers parts of the Cowboy bracket. And going into last night's game, it was Harmony who was expected to come out with a victory. Instead, it was the Parkland Matadors coming up with a tremendous upset despite having a below 500 record in the regular season. Now it's the Pebble Hills Spartans, and even 5-5, who look to continue the streak of upsets continuing. It's girls Region 19 flag football, and it starts now. Receiving the ball first is the Pebble Hills Spartans. Taking the snap, looking for options. Eastwood comes in with the rush, and grabbing the flag is none other than Maya Gandara. The senior rusher comes up with a stop against the Pebble Hills Spartans as they face second down and long. Just as a refresher, To the game of flag football, the way that it works is that in the field, it is 50 yards in length, 25 yards in width as the pass is completed from the Spartan quarterback, finding her receiver, gaining some yardage, but still third down in midfield. The way that a first down is attained, the team needs to get to midfield. Once the offense crosses midfield, they have 4 downs to get a touchdown. They also have 4 downs to get a first down. Rolling out, throws towards the outside. The pass is complete to the quarterback's right as Pebble Hills is making it 4th down and manageable. In the game of tackle football, the Eastwood Troopers are known for their defensive prowess, constantly putting up top 5 defenses in the city. They look to translate that success into flag football. Taking the snap, looking for options, completes it just to the outside. Ruled short of the first down marker, and it'll mark an end to the drive for the Pebble Hills Spartans. 4 and out, here comes the Eastwood Trooper defense. Unlike tackle football in the traditional sense, when there's a turnover on downs, it's typical that the football team then offense starts at the spots of the turnover. In flag football, since there is no punting or kicking, that is not the case. Instead, when there's a turnover on downs, the opposing offense starts on their own 5-yard line. That's the case for the Eastwood Troopers. Taking the snack is Maya Gandara. Gandara takes it, looks, throws towards her right, and it slips off the hands of sophomore Haley Delgado, repping the number 1, a representation of what she can do when she competes at the athletic level. Wearing number 1 as a symbol for her various first places, a wrestler who was a state champion and has gone on to represent the state of Texas in Eastwood in various state, national, and international competitions, winning a state championship for the Troopers in her first year at the UIL 6A level. In November of 2023, that's when Delgado started to make headlines, competing in the U15 Pan American Championships in Panama City, representing the red, white, and blue. Pass complete, making the moves and the jukes is none other than Mariana Macias. The senior advances the chains for the Eastwood Troopers, a fresh set of downs. The Troopers wanting to get back to the Houston Texans bracket final. They have to go up against their 6A rivals in order to assure that. Gets the snap, looking for options, pumps one, goes to the outside, has an open receiver, way deep downfield, pass is caught, touchdown, Eastwood Troopers. The connection from Gandara to her receiver, Xiomara Alvarado, works out in 6 points for the Troopers. The extra point attempt, looking down to the far side, pass is incomplete, intended for Isabel Sanchez, and marks an end to the drive, one that sees Eastwood score against the Pebble Hills Spartans 6-0. As a reminder, in flag football, there is no kicking or punting, which means that the offense, once they score a touchdown, have the option to go for 1 point or 2. When they go for 1, it's from the 5, 2 from the 10. Eastwood elects to go for 1 point, unsuccessful in doing so. It's 6-0 early on in the first half of play. Pebble Hills back with possession with a 6-0 lead from the Troopers. It's the Spartans looking to respond. The last time both of these squads played, it resulted in a 41-6 victory for the Troopers. The rush comes in. It's just in time. None other than from the gold medalist, Haley Delgado. Delgado, a state champion. Simultaneously, we go back to July of last year during the summer. It was Haley Delgado that represented her high school in the state of Texas at the U.S. Marine Corps Junior National in Fargo, North Dakota. She walked away as a Fargo champion, El Paso's first ever wrestler to do just that. The elusive Delgado now representing the troop on the football field. Third down faced by the Pebble Hills Spartans. A 6-0 lead held on by the troop. Takes the snap, looking for options. Here comes the rush from Delgado. Throw across the middle is incomplete. Not able to get it to her intended receiver. The Spartans' offense marches off the field. In comes the Troopers' offense after coming up with a defensive stop. An undefeated record of 8-0, posting 228 points. That's the most out of all of the 38 teams that are competing at the Girls Region 19 flag football level. Takes the snap. Whistle blown dead. Snap to be replayed. The center, Xiomara Alvarado. To snap it to her quarterback, Maya Gandara. Alone in the pocket is Gandara. Receiver in motion. Looks, throws towards the outside. Almost completed to Haley Delgado. Off fingertips, results in second down. Eastwood trying to add on to their 6-0 lead. Part of the Houston Texans bracket. There's 38 teams in Girls Region 19 in the West Texas town of El Paso. Both of those were drafted by the Dallas Cowboys and Houston Texans. The way that it worked was in 2025, the high schools got to decide their affiliation with which NFL team they would represent in this tournament. When deciding, Eastwood picked the Houston Texans, part of the 19, and the Texans bracket, the Dallas Cowboy bracket, part of another 19. Overall, both of those NFL teams account for the full 38 teams playing in this tournament. Delgado is elusive. Avoids the first attempt at a flag pull, but can't stop the second. Inching near a first down is the Eastwood Troopers. Chances running out, leading 6-0. Gandara with audibles at the line. She'll step out to have a word on her sideline. Near her is Angelia Galford on the right. Two receivers on the right, two on the left. The center is also eligible. Throws, got it down to Galford's direction. Galford is going to have an easy path to the end zone. Almost there, ruled shy by a margin. Would look to be a close score. Instead, it's a stop by the Spartans. Gandara looking for options, throws towards the outside. That pass is floated up and incomplete. After a first down play, Eastwood faces second down. Inching closer towards the end zone, just outside of the 5-yard line, which means running is still an option. In flag football, no running plays are allowed within 5 yards of the end zone. Eastwood just outside that territory. Taking the snap is Gandara. Looks, throws, and not quite there to the direction of her intended receiver, and it's third down for the Eastwood Troopers. Attempted to connect to Isabel Sanchez. Eastwood can run if they'd like. Outside of the 5, third down, leading 6-0 in the first of two 10-minute halves. Gandara takes the snap, looks outside, pumps the opposite direction, tries to get it to her receiver, and floats it just above her head. Can't connect with Angelia Galford. Eastwood down to their last opportunity after being able to move the chains off the connection of senior quarterback Maya Gandara to Angelia Galford. Fourth down, Eastwood just outside of the 5. Haley Delgado coming into the mix. She goes down far left. Gandara set to take the snap from her center. Xiomara Alvarado takes it, looks outside Delgado's direction, sets it up, looking to pass deep into the end zone. Trickery just doesn't work. Sanchez floated the pass way over the head of her intended receiver. It remains 6-0 in the first half of play as Pebble Hills keeps the margin to only one possession, down 6-0 on the board as the first half continues on the El Paso Sports Network. The Troop unable to capitalize after gaining a first down off the pass of Maya Gandara to Galford. The Spartans looking to retaliate. Looks, pumps, throws down to her left. Pass is incomplete. Tried to get a crossing route. Unsuccessful in doing so. It's the Spartans' second down. The Pebble Hills Spartans avoiding having to play in the first round of this tournament. Instead, being able to rest for the first batch of games yesterday that started at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Pass on the way. The fake, being able to stop Delgado's rush. Would seem to be a completed pass, instead is bobbled and incomplete for a third down. After the Spartans earned a win against Fabens yesterday, now having to face off against their football rival. The Spartans started the season on a 4-game losing streak. After that, winning 5 in a row before falling to Socorro by 1 point in their final game of the season. Pass is almost intercepted. Able to get her fingers on it is Mariana Macias, the senior linebacker, creeping up towards the ball, but doesn't come back with possession. It's 4th down. Despite turnovers on downs not being turned over on the spots of where the turnover happened, interceptions are valid to get the team into the opposite direction of the field. The pass is completed by the Spartans, but it goes for naught. Short of the first down marker, Eastwood's offense will come back to the field. 6-0 as we reach the middle of the first half. The way the game works, 2 10-minute halves. It's a running clock all throughout the game except for the last 2 minutes. When reaching that time marker, the clock becomes a professional one. For every incomplete pass, out-of-bounds play, the clock will stop. What seemed to be a routine pass from the hands of Maya Gandara over to Haley Delgado instead is dropped and incomplete. 2nd down for the troop. Both of these squads vying for an opportunity to play in the Houston Texans semifinal. If they do so, they'll successfully move on to the last 2 out of 19 teams. Whoever wins that final matchup gets to make history, punching their ticket to the first ever Texas Flag Football State Championship. Gandara looking, having an open receiver down to the outside of the field. Caught incomplete to Mariana Macias. The senior wide receiver comes down with it. It's 1st down and 10 for the troop. Eastwood now looking to capitalize. 6-0 lead, wanting to extend it. Gandara alone in the pocket she stands. Takes the snap from her center. Looks, throws, again floats it to Haley Delgado's direction. A routine screen pass goes for naught. Out of bounds. Overthrown. Eastwood so close to the first ever Girls Region 19 flag football final last year. Just short, losing to the Americas Trailblazers. Gandara takes the snap, looks, throws, short pass over the middle, connects with a receiver for a substantial gain to make it 2nd down in midfield with a manageable distance to go. Adjustments at the line. Here comes the rush from the Pebble Hill Spartans. Gets rid of it quickly. The juke's made, but the flag pulled just in time. The pass completed to Angela Galford. Creeping close to inside of the 5. Just outside of it. A 6-0 lead held on to by the troop. Gandara takes the snap, looks to the outside, looks in the opposite direction, floats it into the end zone, deflected and incomplete. The Pebble Hill Spartans able to get a hand in it, and they stop the offensive attack from the troop on 4th down, shut down once again. 2 consecutive drives, 2 consecutive chances that Eastwood misses on. As the first half continues, a 6-0 lead held on to by the Eastwood Troopers. 2 consecutive times in scoring position, unable to capitalize. The Spartan defense holding their ground. The last time that both of these squads play, we'd have to go back to Game 4 of this flag football season. That was a 41-6 victory by the Eastwood Troopers. Eastwood 8-0 this year. The Spartans, with a record of 500 at 5-5. Renewing a tackle football rivalry that has really claimed its own history at the turn of the decade, starting in 2022, when the Pebble Hill Spartans beat the Troopers and claimed their first district championship in institution history. There's the pass. The flag pulled just in time to avoid the Spartans from getting the 1st down, but now it makes it 2nd and manageable for Pebble Hills as they look for a first down. Having to cross midfield at the 25-yard line. Taking the snap, looking, throws just off the hands of her intended target. It's third down. Through a 6-0 lead. Eastwood holding. Pebble Hills wanting to cut into it. A routine pass out to the flat goes for naught. Overthrown and incomplete. Both squads representing the Houston Texans. Only one can advance. Looking, throwing towards the outside. Incomplete and almost intercepted. Nonetheless, it's a fourth down and out once again for the Pebble Hills Spartans. They come back to play D against the Troopers. First drive they came in, they scored. After that, 2 consecutive shutouts. Pitched by the Spartan defense. They'll have another shot before the start of halftime. As we make it through the first half. Delgado in the backfield. To take the snap is Gandara. The senior quarterback takes the snap, looks, throws out to the flat. It's incomplete. Just off the hands of Isabel Sanchez. Eastwood trying to work the field at short distance. Now Stair second down in the face. Receiver in motion, looks, throws out to the flat. This one complete to Haley Delgado. Makes one move, can't avoid the flag pull on the second one, however. It's third down and long for the Troop. Eastwood wanting to continue a winning streak. That is now at 9. Looking, pumps in the face of the rush. Tries to throw over the middle. Pass is incomplete. Fingertips on it was the Pebble Hills Spartans. Pass intended to Isabel Sanchez. Instead falls to the ground. It's fourth down. Troop have their last opportunity. The rush will be brought by the Spartans through the raise of a hand. The rusher having to start 7 yards out. The quarterback having 7 seconds to pass unless the rusher beats her to it. Here's the throw to Delgado. Delgado will look to throw herself. The trickery. In comes. It's intercepted. The Pebble Hills Spartans have capitalized on the Troopers' offensive prowess and have moved the ball themselves into prime territory to capitalize past midfield. We remain 6-0 with a newfound spark from the Spartans of Pebble Hills. Pitches and tosses are something common in the game of flag football. In fact, it's motivated for the teams to do just that according to some guidelines. The quarterback cannot run outside the line of scrimmage. However, if they would like to run, they would first have to toss it. It's typical that players who are not listed as the quarterback make throws themselves. A common practice seen from Team USA flag football that gears up for the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles for the first time. The sport of football to be played at that level. The Pebble Hills Spartans looking to take advantage of their rallying interception thrown by Haley Delgado. The Troop wanting to hang on to their 6-0 lead before halftime. Here's the snap. The rollout looking for options. Throws out to the flat. Pass is incomplete. A whopping 169 points put up by the Pebble Hills Spartans this season have rattled off wins against Mission Early, El Dorado, Riverside, and Young Women's Academy. Their most dominant victory came against Young Women's Academy, winning 40 points to none. The pass over the middle is complete. Pebble Hills inching closer to the end zone, but running out of chances to finish the job. Pass midfield. Now we'll take the snap in shotgun formation. Looks for options. First goes to her right. Throws that direction. The pass is complete, but the flag is pulled. Brings an end to the play. A 6-0 lead held on to by Eastwood in the first half. The Spartans Crossing midfield for the first time today through an interception. Now looks, throws, completes it to her receiver, goes into the end zone, and is just shy of scoring, but it advances Pebble Hills ever so closer into the end zone. The Spartans are set to take the snap. Just outside of the 5. Looking to pass, will do so. Throws down to the outside to her right, nothing there, incomplete. The Spartans just outside of the 5-yard line. This positioning allows them to have a running play if they would like to do so. Takes the snap, it's way too high. Goes over the quarterback's head. And the mistake brings an end to the drive. On 4th down, the Pebble Hill Spartans just 1 yard shy of the 5. Snap too high over the head. Play called dead. There are no fumbles in flag football. Maya Gandara set the started for the Eastwood Troopers. Takes the snap. Here comes the rush. Throws to the outside. A risky pass is incomplete. Tried to find Colette Mena, the junior wide receiver. Goes for naught as the Troop leads 6-0 in the first half. Gandara with receivers in motion. 2 to the right, now 1 moves with Delgado in the back. Throws to Delgado's direction, out to the flat. 1 move made, but she can't creep up against the flagpole. Results in 3rd down for the Eastwood Troopers. Two consecutive opportunities for Eastwood to score, crossing midfield, unsuccessful in converting. And their last offensive drive resulted in an INT. Goes to the outside, unable to complete it to her receiver. Far down the field, it results in 4th down. Incomplete pass intended to Isabel Sanchez. Fourth down creeps up. A 6-0 lead held onto by the Troop. Receiver in motion. Now it's 3 to the right. 1 alone to the left. Delgado in the back. Takes the snap. Hands it to Delgado. Delgado has her flag pulled immediately. And it brings an end to the Trooper possession. Pebble Hills will start anew. Down 6-0. Eastwood electing to go for it on 4th down with a running play. Can't convert. Back come the Spartans. In prime position to score last time around, just outside of the 5, couldn't capitalize as the drive ended on a turnover on downs. Looks, throws, that pass bobbled and almost intercepted by the Eastwood Troopers. Instead falls to the ground, incomplete pass. Pebble Hills gets a break. Alone in the pocket, Pebble Hills stands. Receiver in motion. Takes the snap. Looks first to the left. Throws that direction. A crossing route down the middle results in moving the ball further downfield. It makes it 3rd. With a back to the right. Looks to the left. Now goes back to the right. The flag is pulled. Eastwood defense coming up big off the hands of sophomore Haley Delgado. Brought the rush, converted on it. Pebble Hills losing their chances in the first half. Looks right, throws that direction, completes it to her receiver. Flag pulled before getting the 1st down as it brings an end to the Spartan drive. The Troop will regroup, and the Spartans will too. A 6-0 lead held onto by the Eastwood Troopers as both of these squads will go into halftime. Eastwood leading 6-0. We continue the game on the El Paso Sports Network.
On June 10th, the Texas University Interscholastic League will meet to discuss next steps on sanctioning girls flag football. Currently, 22 states have sanctioned girls flag football. You can show your support by signing the petition to help make Texas next. Click on the link below or visit epsportsnetwork1.com for more information. Make Texas next. Provide opportunity, empower girls, and let's sanction the game.
Saturday, May 30th, World Championship Boxing returns to El Paso. It's a double main event night as hometown hero Stephanie Hahn takes on Holly Holm in a WBA lightweight world title defense. Amanda the Real Deal Serrano defends her unified titles against Germany's Cheyenne Pepper Hansen. Desley Robinson versus Mary Spencer. And Yocasta Valle versus Lourdes Suarez. 4 world title fights. One massive night for women's boxing at the El Paso County Coliseum. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com at the Coliseum box office.
Sunny skies at 92 degrees in El Paso, Texas, home to the Socorro Independent School District Student Activities Complex, which is the site of the second ever Girls Flag Football Region 19 Championship. This year's tournament is special because the winners of the Houston Texans and Dallas Cowboy bracket will go on to represent the 915 at the first ever Girls Flag Football State Tournament. And there's a chance for everyone to help out. Going on today is a last chance to enter a special raffle whose all the proceeds will go on to pay for the meals of the teams that will go on to play at the University of North Texas in June. The raffle entries is simple. You can buy one raffle ticket for $10 or two for $15. Not only can you help out Girls Region 19 flag football at the state tournament, but you can also win some memorabilia, signed autographs and items and more as the pick is thrown, which turns into a pick six from the Pebble Hill Spartans. At the blink of an eye, the Troopers' lead has vanished, and it's 6 points for the Spartans. A pick six thrown by Maya Gandara. She goes back to the sideline. The Pebble Hills go back to the field as the Spartans look to convert on a 1-point attempt. In flag football, the extra point can be taken from the 5. If done so, no running plays are allowed. Looks right, goes back left, throws in that direction. It is caught! Don't blink, because the Pebble Hills Spartans have just taken the lead over the Eastwood Troopers at the start of the second half. 7-6, a successful extra point conversion taken. Eastwood comes back onto the field. Gandara takes the snap, looks, throws, flag is pulled immediately, second down. Eastwood led all throughout the first half, 6-0. They scored a touchdown early on, stopped Pebble Hills, but then it was 2 consecutive drives where they got into scoring position, unable to convert. Throws on over to the flat. Haley Delgado has got it. And on a passing play that typically resolved in miscommunication between both of those athletes, now successfully advances the ball just a yard shy of the first down. Again, need to get to the 25-yard line, a.k.a. midfield in flag football. Looking to throw over the middle and incomplete. Gandara unable to complete it to her intended receiver. As Gandara stands alone in the pocket, Haley Delgado comes in. She goes far left. Gandara takes the snap, now down by a point. Looks Delgado's direction, it's off the hands. Incomplete. The Troopers, again unsuccessful on the play out to the flat. They take the defensive side as the Pebble Hill Spartans come onto the field offensively for the first time with a lead. 7-6 in the second half. The last time both of these squads played, it was a dominant win by the Troopers, 41-6. We go to tackle football in a rivalry that really started gaining popularity and momentum at the turn of the decade. At the start of the 2020s, it was the Troopers who beat the Pebble Hill Spartans. In the fall of 2025, that game a pivotal one to decide District 6A. It was the Spartans who ended up at third place, having to travel for the UIL 6A playoffs. It was the Eastwood Troopers who got to play at home in the bi-district round. The difference, Pebble Hills went home. The Troopers advanced to the area championship. Now it's the Pebble Hill Spartans looking to send the troop packing away. 7-6 in the second half, a pick six to start off the affair right after halftime. Alone in the pocket, it's 3 Spartans bunched up to the right. Looks that exact direction, play out to the flat. Incomplete. Jocelyn Mota, the sophomore cornerback, able to get some hands in there. Pebble Hills losing chances. Go with the same formation. High snap, looks to the right. It is incomplete. Mota once again pressing. Doesn't work. A turnover on downs. Eastwood will take possession at their own 5. For the Troopers, it was a football program that was not in the best of shape entering the early 2000s and in the mid-2010s. And then a move was made to forever change the game of football at Eastwood. Head coach Julio Lopez was hired in the year of 2015. That season, he claimed Eastwood's first ever playoff victory since 1999. Head coach Julio Lopez, for over a decade, has continued to keep up Eastwood's perennial nature, resulting in bi-district championships in 2021, 2022, and 2025. That 2021 season, Eastwood advancing to their first ever UIL Sweet 16 in institution history. This past year, coming off a successful rebuild after having a 2024 season that saw the troop earn 5th place in the UIL 6A district in El Paso, one spot off from making the playoffs. They came back and claimed an undisputed district championship. Now, they're trying to climb back onto the score, trailing by 1 point. It's Gandara who successfully passes on to Haley Delgado. Trying to show that the comeback isn't only possible in tackle, but also in flag football. Timeout taken by the Eastwood sideline. Head coach Jaime Hernandez will have a word with his squad. Coach Hernandez earning the honor of the Houston Texans Coach of the Week back in week 3 of this season. We go back to Eastwood's first 4 games. It was 4 straight wins. A 42-13 victory over the Del Valle Conquistadores, who are now eliminated. Then beating the Hanks Knights 20-6. One of Eastwood's old rivals when talking about their days back in 5A. Eastwood then went on to beat Eastlake, a current 6A foe, 33-8, before facing off against the Pebble Hill Spartans and beating them 41-6. That win, the most dominant of the season for the troop. Did pitch 1 shutout this season. That was in game number 6 of the year against Isleta, 20-0. Eastwood would go on to beat Socorro and Mission Early, 26-12 against the Bulldogs, 33-7 against Mission Early. Eastwood will either go on to play the Bulldogs or the Eagles if they could get out of this predicament. If not, the winner of today's game goes to game 16 of the bracket. Here's the trickery. The throw is made. The jukes. The flag goes off before reaching the end zone, but not before switching momentum for the Eastwood Troopers. Gandara to Mariana Macias results in a first down. Seven, 6. Inside of the 5, which means one thing. Only passing plays allowed. An explosive first down for the troop. Gandara now in the shotgun. Delgado to the right. Takes the snap. Looks to pass. Here's the rush. Throws. Completes it. She's in for the touchdown. 6 points for the Eastwood Troopers. The connection of Gandara to Mariana Macias results in the troop taking back the lead. Gandara now to go for a 1-point attempt from the 5. No running allowed, only passing plays. Looks through her sideline for the call. Gets it to snap the ball. Takes the snap. Looks, here's the rush, in her face. Heaves it into the end zone. Off fingertips and incomplete. Eastwood gets the touchdown, but they don't get the extra point intended for Xiomara Alvarado. It results in a trooper lead of 12-7 over their 6A foes on the El Paso Sports Network. It's the Spartans now looking to capitalize. However, their only score of the game has come as a pick 6 to start the second half. No offensive points. In fact, they did not cross midfield until an interception put them in that position. The Spartans look to flip the script. The Troopers look to stick with it. 12-7 in the second half. The winner moves on to the semifinal. The loser goes home. Takes the snap. Looks left, throws left out to the flat, incomplete. The Spartans with an even record of 5-5. An institution that opened in 2015, getting ready to turn 11 as we continue on with the year. Rolls right, throws right, passes too short and incomplete. Third down. Compare that to Eastwood's opening back in 1961. This fall, the institution turns 65, a historic institution. Takes a snap, looks left, goes back right, throws in that direction. Pass is complete, but flag pulled in time. Pebble Hills down to their final opportunity. Fourth down for the Spartans. On a sunny day in late spring, in the second ever Girls Region 19 flag football tournament. Looks right, throws in that direction, over the middle, completes it, continues her move, and is close to the first down, but not quite there. The flag pulled just in time. So despite getting close to the first down marker, it results in a turnover on downs, and Eastwood takes possession, leading 12-7 as we continue through the second half of play. 2 10-minute halves in the game of flag football. It's a rolling clock up until the last 2 minutes. That's when it turns into a professional clock, meaning that for every incomplete pass, out of bounds, or other situations where the ball in NFL or professional football would typically stop the clock, it applies in flag football. Pass out to the flat, complete to Haley Delgado. Delgado advances the troop near the first down marker. Second down in midfield for the Troopers, an institution home to the 1976 Class 4A basketball champions. An underdog then, today enter as the favorite before facing adversity, down 7-6 against the Spartans, in a tournament that has seen upsets occur. We go back to last night, the Harmony Tigers, the winners of the Dallas Cowboy bracket in 2025, being eliminated in their first game of the tournament. Throws incomplete, pass intended for Isabel Sanchez. The troop looking to stick with it and not fall susceptible to the upsets. Late last night, Eastlake claiming a win against Northwest Early College. It was Northwest Early College entering with a record of 6-2. The Falcons below 500 at 4-6. It was the Falcons who advanced. Looking for options, throws to the center of the field, has got her receiver, connecting to Angela Galford. It's enough to advance the troop past midfield for a first down, a fresh start for Eastwood. Make it first down and midfield for the troop. Center ready. As Gandaro has a word on her sideline. Gandaro to take the snap. Delgado to her right. Hands it to Delgado. Here's the sweep down midfield before having the flag pulled. Able to advance the Troopers down close to the end zone is Colette Mena. The junior wide receiver takes the ball on the running play. Makes it second down and manageable for Eastwood. Leading 12-7 in the second half of play. Winner goes to the semifinal. Loser goes home. Eastwood the favorites with a record of 8 wins and 0 losses coming into the tournament, winning last night to clinch their position in the quarterfinal. Takes a snap, looks left, throws that direction to Delgado. Delgado has her flag pulled before being able to reach inside of the 5. A 12-7 lead clung onto by Eastwood and taking their time. An institution who gets ready to celebrate year 65 of existence against one ready to celebrate their 11th year since being established in 2015. Looks to throw, down to the right. The pass is complete for the touchdown. Mariana Macias fights for the ball, and it goes her way. 6 more points for the troop. The bobbles didn't matter. A 50-50 ball that could have gone either way goes into the fingertips of Senior Macias and results in the Troop extending their lead 18-7 at the Student Activities Complex number 1. Eastwood will go for one. Looks, throws, simple screen. Here's the pass. Deep downfield. It's caught. Eastwood extends their lead. Haley Delgado to Isabel Sanchez. The Troop takes control. 19-7 we stand at the SISD Student Activities Complex. The OG opening in 1992. So the Spartans, who led 7-6 at the start of the second half, off a pick 6 on Eastwood's opening drive, is now down by 2 possessions, have been put on the back pedal. It is win or go home. Takes the snap, looks right, throws in that direction, passes too high and goes out of bounds. (19-7), second down for the Spartans. Takes the snap, looks, still looking, throws to the right, once again overthrown. Pebble Hills facing third down. 2 very different histories for both of these squads. Pebble Hills, inaugurated in 2015. Their home stadium has always been the Student Activities Complex. A new addition added in 2024. A second home, you could say. For the Troopers, a little bit of similarity as well in that. Eastwood has had 2 homes before moving into their brand new facility that opened back in 2019. They were previously at an older school building. That building known as Fort Eastwood around the Trooper community. Fourth down for the Spartans. Down 19-7. Here's the pass. It's long. It's deep downfield. It's intercepted by the Eastwood Troopers. Coming back with it, rolling through flagpoles. The Troop take the ball right back in their possession. Intercepted by Jocelyn Mota. And a 19-7 lead is one that Eastwood would like to keep. Eastwood, minutes away from earning a chance to move on to the semifinal, and the interception will call an end to the ball game. The Troop move on to the semifinal for a chance to play in the final 2 of the Texans bracket. The Pebble Hill Spartans will go home. A 19-7 victory for the Eastwood Troopers. They move on to play the winner of Canutillo against the Socorro Bulldogs. Right now on the El Paso Sports Network, coming up next is the Chapin Huskies versus the Jefferson Silver Foxes. You're watching Girls Region 19 Flag Football on the El Paso Sports Network.